However, there's no theme or concept behind Heathen. Just a number of songs, but somehow there is a thread that runs through it. That is quite as strong as any of my thematic type albums. It is amazing how a new child can refocus one's direction seconds after its birth. I went through all the musicians in my life who I admire as bright, intelligent, virtuosic players. I don't like to read things that people write about me. I'd rather read what kids have to say about me because it's not their profession to do that. Anxiety and spiritual searching have been consistent themes with me, and that figures into my worldview. But I tend to make my songs sound like relationship songs. I'm just an individual who doesn't feel that. I need to have somebody qualify my work in any particular way. I'm working for me. I had to resign myself, many years ago, that I'm not too articulate when it comes to explaining how I feel about things. But my music does it for me, it really does. If I had a talent, it was for looking askew at everything, possibly more than my contemporaries. But I had to really push myself to be a writer. I think generally, I just cannot really envision life without writing and producing records and singing. For me, the world that I inhabit in reality is probably a very different world than the one people expect that I would be in. I'm wallowing in the whole idea of just being a guy out there with a band, with songs. It's a real enjoyment. I guess it's flattering that everyone believed I was those characters, but it also is dehumanizing. I don't see any boundaries between any of the art forms. I think they all interrelate completely. I always had a repulsive need to be something more than human. I'm always amazed that people take what I say seriously. I don't even take what I am seriously. Fame can take interesting men and thrust mediocrity upon them. Sometimes you stumble across a few chords that put you in a reflective place. I'm not one of those guys that has a great worldview. I kind of deal with terror and fear and isolation and abandonment. These are all personal crises, I'm sure, that I manifest in a song format and project into physical situations. You make little stories up about how you feel. It's as simple as that. I do some kind of work, whether writing or painting or recording, on a daily basis. And it's so essential that when I'm involved in the actual process, my so-called real life becomes almost incidental, which becomes worrying. Age doesn't bother me. So many of my heroes were older guys. It's the lack of years left that weighs far heavier on me than the age that I am. All art really does is keep you focused on questions of humanity, and it really is about how do we get on with our maker. Art was seriously the only thing I'd ever wanted to own. It has always been for me a stable nourishment. I use it. It can change the way that I feel in the mornings. What I have is a malevolent curiosity. That's what drives my need to write and what probably leads me to look at things a little askew. I do tend to take a different perspective from most people. As you get older, the questions come down to about 2 or 3. How long? And what do I do with the time I've got left? On the other hand, what I like my music to do to me is awaken the ghosts inside of me. Not the demons, you understand, but the ghosts. All my big mistakes are when I try to second guess or please an audience. My work is always stronger when I get very selfish about it. The truth is, of course, is that there is no journey. We are arriving and departing all at the same time. I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. I change my mind a lot. I usually don't agree with what I say very much. I'm an awful liar.